We came to Germany a rainy and grey day. To begin with, we followed the Kiel Canal and stopped for a quick look at the barges. But it was still raining, so we decided to continue our journey south. We crossed the Kiel Canal by ferry, and then Google Maps took us through a small village covered by balloons. Next river to cross was Elbe, and we ended up in a long line and I had to wait for the ferry for over an hour. River Elbe is quite wide, so the ferry ride over it took about 20 minutes. Then a tunnel took us under the next river, Weser. Now we are on a walk in central Groningen, looking at some motorboats at the motorboat marina.
Look at the green water.
Yeah. Algae.
Got to be the best for that.
Waiting in a line. Bridge opening over a canal. That night we found the farm camping, and of course we made some new friends. Next day we did a crazy ride into Rotterdam. The traffic was totally insane, but we managed to find a parking garage next to the riverboat we were about to visit. So here we are at Rotterdam Harbour, and we are going to boat tour around the harbour. So I guess this is the ferry.
Marco Polo.
Archipelago, yeah, it was fun. It was a quite interesting car ride into the city, and I got most of it on the camera, so we will see.
It was not even fun.
No, it was too much cars. So we got directly here, and we will get directly from here.
Oh yeah.
But it's an amazing city. The port of Rotterdam is the largest seaport in Europe and the world's largest seaport out Southeast Asia, located in the near of the city of Rotterdam. Covering 105 square kilometers, the port of Rotterdam stretches over a distance of 40 kilometers. The port of Rotterdam is located in the middle of the Rhine, Meuse and Scheldt Delta. In the first half of the 19th century, the port activities moved from the center westward towards the North Sea, To improve the connection to the North Sea, the new waterway, a large canal, was designed to connect Rhine with Meuse rivers at the sea. The last part had to be dug by manual labor. The new waterway has since been deepened several times. Well, that was an interesting tour. Now we are begin even more interesting journey, because the clock is 4:15 in the afternoon.
Car. In Swedish, Citroën, Padda.
So now we're gonna handle the
Traffic
in rush hour in Rotterdam.
In Rotterdam. Strange.
You never know how things work. So we are at Rotterdam, I guess it's pronounced, or not. And we were supposed to take a boat tour in the canals, but because of COVID-19 there was no tours. So we took a walk instead and find this nice area. Some old barge and
Living boats.
yeah. It's a lot of students in town, so we just walked outside a little bit. And it is nice. The Biesbosch National Park is one of the largest national parks in the Netherlands, and one of the last extensive areas of freshwater tidal wetlands in the northwest Europe. This museum contains the largest military collection in the Netherlands. Just mention one thing, there is 19 aircrafts hanging in the ceiling. So here we are at Versaille Eurocamping, and we find a nice spot. Hopefully it will be sun here in the evening. We have made some dinner. This is our new tent. It's a Dometic tailgater. You connect it to the hatch, the rear hatch of the car, so we can still sleep in the car. And we got a lot of place to put all our stuff. Very convenient. So now we're enjoying the nice weather, waiting for more people to show up. What do you have to say about Wessem?
Wessem is a quiet place, except for the airport.
We noticed that last night, because we were just beside the runway, I guess. Now we are a little bit more far away, but we still...
About 2 kilometers away.
Yeah, this plane still have that, I don't know.
They turn around,
they fly into the airport right above us. But they start at 7 o'clock in the morning and they finish at 11 in the evening, or at night. So that's quite cool. It's not that bad. Our camping place. Herm's place. Herm's car. Someone's sister. Right then Alex. Lucinda and Frank. And some other people. And we again.
Oh, ik heb jou nog niet goed. Handvuistje op afstand.
Ik ga douchen.
Ga je dan?
Doe je de harder maar in?
Ja, wat zei je?
Ben je nog steeds een Chinezen van corona?
Nou, nee.
Don't grab the wheel. Doe. Smile. Beautiful. This is
Say something.
Hallo, ich bin aus Holland. Aber ich muss ja Nederlands praten. Ik ben Harmpen, ik kom uit Limburg. En, ik heb te veel gedronken. Skål.
Und?
Ich bin nur die schwedische Leute.
Ja.
Die half part.
Oh, we have same face.
Same face.
Same face.
Ugly ducklings.
We are same drunk.
Yeah.
Drunk. Super.
Also we are same tonight.
Probably.
You sleep in the car and Herman and I sleep in the...
Together.
No,
In the
I'm not bi. Oder schwul oder wie das heißt. No, I'm straight. I like women.
That's not clear enough.
I like women. I like women.
I'm a lot.
I don't like my guys.
After the meeting, we continued driving south. We passed through Belgium without stopping and entered France at the evening. Hello again. It's been a while since I talked to the camera, and we have left the meeting. We were in Versaille, and yesterday we just drive through Belgium during rush hour, which takes a really long time. Brussels at 5 o'clock p.m. is not that nice. We slept just over the border to France, right next to a small cemetery with wild cats. Lady come and gave them some food. That was nice. This morning we visited the Great War Museum in Perron. After that we drove south, trying to avoid Paris, which we couldn't really, because then we have to drive a really long distance. So we have been driven all day, and now we are at, what's this place called?
It's called...
It's a new cemetery. It's a new cemetery. So this is where we sleep.
Just outside Versailles.
Yeah, it's just 16.
It's in Saint-Lambert.
Saint-Lambert, 16 kilometers to Versailles, which we will visit tomorrow. So this is where we stay. I guess down there it's a monastery of some kind. And here behind the walls we got another cemetery. Really beautiful. The bad thing about sleeping next to a church is that they will ring the clocks. That's the way it is. Yesterday there was no church, just a cemetery, but there were ducks. There were ducks instead, and the ducks having a party all night. So it was quite noisy, and it was very hot. I can say that it has been over 30 degrees Celsius today. So right now we are at 26, I guess. And the car is standing all open just to get the temperature down inside so we can sleep normally. What do you think about driving in Paris?
A lot of cars that drive like maniacs. I'm one of the maniacs.
No, you're not. You're one of the pussies. So we have eaten some baguette and brie. And
Muscador.
Muscador, I don't know what it is, but we are follow our last year example by buying the cheapest bubbles we ever can find in a store. So this one cost us €2.30. breakfast. Then we go into Versailles. We are eating breakfast, or we have just eaten breakfast. Not just coffee left. Then we're gonna try to wash ourselves because we sat in the car yesterday and we were so sweaty. So we have to do a sneak peek shower here in the parking. If there's not so many cars, I hope. So now we are inside Versailles, at least behind the gates. And I don't know if you see, this is how it looks like. The Palace of Versailles has been listed as a World Heritage Site for 40 years, and it's one of the greatest achievements in France's 17th century art. The old hunting pavilion was transformed and extended by Louis XIV when he installed the court and government there in 1682. A succession of kings continued to embellish the palace up until the French Revolution. Louis XVI became king before the age of 20. The celebration of his marriage to Archduchess of Austria, Marie Antoinette, in 1770 was one of the greatest events to take place in the Versailles into the late 18th century. Unlike his father, Louis XVI spent most of his time in Versailles, where he embarked on several projects for the interior. He was very fond of his wife, and in 1774 he offered her the Petit Trianon, a small palace in the garden built by Louis XV for Madame Pompadour. Marie Antoinette made it to a private domain. In 1789, the French Revolution forced Louis XVI to leave Versailles for Paris. The palace would never again be a royal residence. A new role was assigned to it when it became the Museum of History in France in 1837. The rooms of the palace were then devoted to housing a new collection of paintings and sculptures representing great figures and important events that had marked the history of France. Today the palace contains 2,300 rooms spread over 63,154 square meters. The Hall of Mirrors, the most famous room in the palace, was built to replace the large terrace which opened onto the garden. The terrace originally stood between the king's apartment to the north and the queen's to the south, but was exposed by bad weather, and it was not long before the decision was made to demolish it. A more suitable design that replaced the terrace with a large gallery was made. Work started in 1678 and ended in 1684. This is Marie Antoinette's bedroom. Well, now we've been inside Versailles. What do you think?
Crazy.
Crazy?
Crazy. Totally crazy.
Because?
I don't know the English word for it, but överdåd in Swedish.
It was a lot of interior, you might say.
A lot of interior,
Yeah.
yes.
So it's quite nice to get outside again.
Sitting
now-
on a marble bench.
Yeah, it's really hot today, and we're gonna take a little walk outside and look at the gardens. This is where we are right now. I don't think they missed the gold outside here either. White marble. Not open. Hello.
Ja, det är en översiktskarta.
Well, I think we can use a day or two if we wanted to see everything in the park.
Oh yeah,
It seems very big.
no doubt about it.
I don't know what the temperature is right now, but yesterday it was
35
35 degrees
centigrade.
Celsius when we drive through Paris, and I don't think it's any colder today. So we're just gonna look at this and then we're gonna head into the coast, I guess.
It'll be windy in the coast.
Probably. This one was special.
You'll never stop.
It will never stop. Museum in Rouen is the place where Jeanne d'Arc finally got caught and burned to death. So this is why the museum is here. We have slept by the River Seine this night. It was very calm and nice. Unfortunately there would come some rain last night, but well, it was quite late, so we just got to bed and watched a movie instead. Today it's warm, but it's a little bit overcasted, I guess. It's 22 degrees, so it's better than yesterday when it was 32 degrees. Jeanne d'Arc, born in Doremy in northeast of France 1412, is considered as a heroine of France for her role during the 100 Years' War. Joan said she received visions instructing her to support Charles XII and recover France from English domination. King Charles sent Jeanne to the siege of Orleans as a part of a relief army. She gained prominence after the siege was lifted only 9 days later. On the 23rd of May 1430, she was captured by a group of French nobles allied with the English. She was later handed over to the English and put on trial on variety of charges. After declaring her guilty, she was burned on a stake on the 30th of May 1431, dead at the age of 19. In 1456, an inquisitorial court, authorized by Pope Calixtus III, examined the trial, debunked the charges against her, pronounced her innocent and declared her as a martyr.